Hi everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. And this is kind of a special, interesting, different episode than we've filmed before in the past, isn't it?
This is a very different kind of episode, and it's not one we're going to be able to repeat that often.
No.
Because the truth is, we don't have very much of this stuff. And by this stuff, I am referring to some extraordinary archive which Julie has uncovered and which many of you have helped with.
Yeah, so I just first and foremost want to say a huge thank you to so many of you who gave generously through buymeacoffee.com in order to make sure that there ended up being 15 16 millimeter cine reels that were then converted into 4K by a fantastic organization close to here in Devon. And the quality that we received is phenomenal. And I wasn't sure necessarily what exactly was going to be on these reels. I mean, I had some idea, there were some notes, but when we got those back, a few of them I was practically in near tears because they were just really special, especially with all the archive work that I've been doing and the archive work that the Alberta Research Project has been doing over the past 2 years in order to see family members of yours in these films was just unbelievable.
So the history of this is that there was a box of reels of 16 millimeter film, which Dad had actually given me about 20 years ago because he knew that I was involved in film. And he said, Luke, at some point, perhaps you could get these digitized. And I'm afraid they've sat in a box until very recently. And these are extraordinary films, dating in some cases from the 20s all the way through to the 50s. So they are home movies, many of them taken by my grandfather, Victor Montague, who must have had a cine camera. And I think some of them have already been edited. So some of the originals we may not have, but we've got wonderful compilations of things. I think we should just dive straight in. So
you've got some of your favorites. I've got some of my favorites.
I haven't seen all of this, so a lot of this is going to be exciting and new. I have seen some of them before because there are some bits that have been digitized. But starting off at the beginning, which is in the 20s, 1924, my grandfather was lucky enough to go on what was called a grand tour. So grand tours were associated with members of the aristocracy coming of age and going around, particularly the Mediterranean, in order to learn about classical Greece, classical civilization. That was the sort of typical thing that they did. In the case of my grandfather, though, he went to China.
And he went with his grandmother, his American grandmother, Betty Sturges. So that, of course, is Alberta, his mother's mother. So that's really, really exciting that, he traveled with his American grandmother. And interestingly enough, of course, what we realized is when we got some notes back, and you can see here, and these were notes done by your father, is that the original copy was given to the Imperial War Museum.
Yes,
so this was really important.
It was deemed that significant. And in fact, you can see a battle cruiser here. So we've got an amazing photograph as well of my grandfather with the last emperor of China sitting on the steps of the Imperial Palace, all part of the same trip. Look at this, here we go. So this is, these are scenes. Now this already looks tropical, doesn't it?
Yes,
because
it does.
These are pine trees. And they would have obviously gone by steamship all the way to China. There were no airplanes making
extraordinary
the banana palms.
And we do have your grandfather's personal diary. So there's details about this in your grandfather's personal diary that we can then be able to sort of match up to it once I get that transcribed. And then there's Edward Lutyens right there.
So
it's amazing to see him.
They were friends with the great Edwardian architect who did the design for many country houses of that period, and particularly the interiors of some houses you've been to.
So in particular, if you've watched our other channel, American Countess, I recently visited Knebworth House.
Look at these 20s hairstyles.
It's amazing. And Edward redesigned a lot of the interiors. Edwin redesigned a lot of the interiors at Knebworth House.
Wow, look at
this. Isn't just...
And here we are on board the ship. I've no idea what the ship was, but
it'll be in his personal diary. But
look at this. And he's got a diary. Have you found his diary?
Yeah, we have the diary.
And look, here are some men.
And what game are they playing here?
I think they're playing quoits, or they're boxing.
Yeah.
It's where you throw a round circle.
And look at how they're dressed. They're dressed in white, well, looks like white shirts, ties, obviously no digital devices, having fun on board with a ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, they used to do all sorts of things on board. And maybe they're going to play a bit of golf or something in a minute. Oh, here we go. Yes, so curling.
Yeah.
This is curling, and it's the women as well.
Yes, it is.
How fantastic! What fun! Look here, she's about to go. Whoa!
Well, I wonder
Good shot.
Who that is, because I'd like to see Betty.
Well, exactly. In here is Betty Sturges, who, of course, was my grandfather's grandmother.
I just mentioned that. Yes.
So Alberta's mother.
Yes.
Wow,
but
it's amazing to have.
Hopefully, we'll get
pictures.
Some of that, and which would be fantastic. In total, we were able to get 2 hours of content. By the way, this video will not be 2 hours long, but we wanted to show some of the footage that we received. That was a scene of a sunset. Now look at this. These look like images of rural China at the time. Quite extraordinary. Yeah, I mean, absolutely extraordinary. He didn't want to be on camera there.
No, he didn't like the idea of being on camera at all. There, oh look, there's a chap on a rickshaw.
Yep.
Being pulled along. I don't know if it was called a rickshaw in China. Probably not.
Wow.
And here we go, going through. I think they went to Beijing. So could this be Beijing?
Possibly.
I don't know.
I'll have to look through his diary, definitely.
That's a very large building.
Isn't that extraordinary?
That was about 10 stories high. I think this might be the Imperial Palace.
I think you're right.
And this is the wall all the way around. This film is quite damaged and overexposed, but you can still see quite a lot. Now we've moved to a bay.
Wow.
Yeah, just incredible.
Absolutely.
Oh look, and there's the steamship.
And there's the steamship.
Look at that, with the 3 funnels heading off.
Just extraordinary.
Lots of palms.
Really wonderful. And then look at this.
I have no idea where we are now.
No, we're still this is the same one. This is still the grand tour. So they're somewhere east.
Well, yes, but this looks like a lot of people at a mosque going to prayer. So maybe we've moved to Istanbul or somewhere. Oh, and a lot of ruined or bombed buildings. Look at that. Yes, amazing. And then some racing.
What fun.
Or polo. I think they're playing polo.
Oh, yes.
Don't you think?
Yep. Definitely.
That is a polo match. Astonishing.
I mean, it is just extraordinary.
Right now, we are back on the ship, I think.
There's your grandfather.
There he is.
Yep, there he is.
He is.
Gosh,
How
he looks
amazing.
like Alberta there.
And he's got a little curl. And that...
So that is, I think, Stratford-upon-Avon, do you think?
I think it could be. We've moved.
So it's started to move.
Or was it... No. Could it be Hever Castle?
Could be.
No.
Actually,
No. This one it's quite hard to work out exactly where we are, but it's rather wonderful. Right.
Okay. So now that's your grandmother and some friends.
I've never seen this before. Looking incredibly glamorous.
She certainly is.
Look at them all.
So this is Rosemary, who is married to Victor.
Now we're in the 30s. That they're looking at each other's coats.
Look at this hair.
And remarking, inspecting some thatch.
I think they're in Stratford.
There she is. There's my grandmother.
Yep, I think she's in Stratford. Don't you think so? Must be.
So this could easily be Stratford.
Or Boddington or Hever. So we have a sort of a list, but we'd have to really, again, this is the first time that we're actually properly looking at it with all of you.
And there she is, showing a real interest in flowers. She used to paint a lot of flowers, still lives with flowers in vases. There she is, crossing a stile, looking still very dapper with her handbag and her hair going absolutely everywhere. Oh, there's my grandfather.
Yep.
Hinch on a very well manicured lawn.
Ooh, and there's a little...
Who is this? Who is that child?
Well, that's her child, obviously. So your friend's child.
So I don't think we know who that is, right?
No. This is definitely Hallscroft. I could tell.
Is it Hallscroft?
Yeah, we're in Stratford. This is Stratford, everybody. So Hallscroft was bought by Alberta's family. And
this isn't Hallscroft.
But just so I can explain.
Yeah.
And this is where Shakespeare's daughter was born. It still exists, but it's been closed to the public for a while because it needs a lot of restoration. But this is where your father, who was born in 1943, they spent part of the war there. So they went to Hallscroft and they stayed there. So we have a lot of footage at Hallscroft on these reels, which is absolutely fantastic. Because they had to move out of London, and they moved out of Hinchingbrooke, the family ancestral seat, because during the Second World War, Hinchingbrooke was requisitioned by the government and it became a Red Cross convalescent hospital. So
now, who have we got here?
So I think that we're in Boddington now. And that looks like, one second. I think it could just be friends. So we might want to fast forward this. Not like they're not important. But
no, someone taking a golf shot here.
Yeah.
Look at that. Now, the person who was very good at golf was Drogo. But
that's
too...
Could be Drogo, actually, if I get a little bit closer there.
Do you think that could be my great-uncle Drogo?
No, he would be too young there. As in, that's a young boy.
Drogo... He's got a very good swing.
These are... Oh, here we go.
Right, now...
So now, this should be the Jubilee of George V. So this is the 25th Silver Jubilee of George V. You are in London, and let me just double check that. That will be, one second. So that will be, 1935.
Yeah. And you can see London.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the skyline without any of the skyscrapers. Rather
Look
wonderful.
at that. That's Marble Arch.
And we've got the Union Jack.
St. George's flag. There's your, look at their seats.
They're quite high up. They're sort of somewhere in the Admiralty or looking down from quite high up. In fact, it's giving me vertigo because that's
lots of friends. But look at their positions.
I think those are some friends of my grandmother's. I seem to remember.
Right.
Them. And here comes the procession.
So you will see, because I did watch some of these reels beforehand, you will see George V. So he should be coming quite soon. George V.
Is he going to come in a carriage?
Yeah, he's in a carriage.
Look at it. Look at these processions. We do pageantry well in Britain.
Pomp and circumstance like no other.
Not lacking in ceremony.
So keep going so we can get the king. There, I believe that was them.
Here we go, coming past in an open carriage.
Mm-hmm. There you can see that's the king.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Because he was wearing something.
How interesting. Now, we have jumped ahead to Bembridge, and this is Swain's house, which is where my grandmother had a home for a long time, looking out over the water. And this was their summer holiday home where all the children, and look at all those tulips. My goodness, what a lot of tulips. Wonderful coloured tulips. And again, and I remember that bit of the garden as well, because we grew up going there as children. There's the beach just below.
Yeah.
We call that Under Tyne in Bembridge. And I think they're all having a picnic or something here.
Bit windy. Is that Swain's? That's not Swain's house, is it?
No, that's somewhere else.
I think it might be Boddington.
Here's my grandmother in a swing seat. We're jumping around a bit, so it can be quite hard to work out exactly where we are at any given time. Suddenly, we've gone to the Alps. Look at this. Fantastic.
It's St. Anton, it looks like.
Look, it says Berg Hotel, and then if we read that backward, Mus Enkerus, Musenkroos. So I could probably look that up.
But it does say St. Anton, yeah.
St. Anton, where I've been. Lots of snow. And here, look at all these very trendy looking young people who are all, and there's Ooge, my grandmother.
There's Rosemary, and she's knitting.
And
getting some sunshine.
And we used to call,
drinking a beer.
She's, yes, not wasting any time. Bring out the knitting. Looks like they're having a lovely big lunch. And then you've got this amazing images of people skiing and very wide open starts with these long, thin wooden skis.
No helmets.
No helmets, no. Not super elegant, I would say. That looks like the end of a run, doesn't it? Oh, look at this person. They're really racing. I think this bit has actually been sped up, so it's still...
Big wipe out there.
Big tumble.
Great.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, it's really fantastic.
Look, here's some proper off-piste by somebody who is very unsteady. Yeah, not very experienced.
Fallen down there.
But look at the mountains. I mean, it's just wonderful, isn't it? So
fun skiing.
Lots of wonderful time skiing. Oh, and now they have all moved onto a yacht. Gosh, it was quite a life back then, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
Yachting, picnics, pageantry. Here they are. Look, and it's all laid for lunch.
So proper. Look at all that china.
On somebody's enormous yacht. And is that my grandmother again?
Nope.
I think she's here somewhere.
That's not her.
No, that's not her.
It's just a friend.
Look at that. They are just out at sea having a leisurely time. Oh, look at that. Yes. There's the captain up on the bridge.
I think that's your grandmother with the headscarf.
I think that could be my grandmother.
Yeah, that is absolutely your grandmother.
I think this is a Baltic cruise.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, 1937.
1937.
Yeah, we should probably tell you the dates.
War.
Yep.
So, and they're all having a lovely swim. I bet that sea is icy.
Yeah, look at them.
It is so cold.
Fantastic.
But it's...
So this was 1937, and your grandparents at that point would have only had 2 children. So your Aunt Sarah was born in 1935, and I think Anne was born 2 years later in 1937. So if that's right, maybe Rosie had just given... That's Rosie.
That's my grandmother.
Yeah, that's your grandmother.
And painting. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see her painting.
She's painting. And of course, that was her great interest, her great passion was painting. She was a painter. Look at this very calm sea with the small yacht going past.
Lovely.
Right now we've come back. Oh, that's
so
more swimming. But here, this I think I know exactly where this is. This is a beach that we still go to as a family.
Look at those
in
nets.
Bembridge in the Isle of Wight. And this is my grandmother and I think her friend Di Tiarks possibly going shrimping. So we've got these huge shrimp nets and they would go along the breakwaters and catch shrimp. And look, who's that?
And that's Sarah. So
that's
like
Sarah
I said, yeah,
baby.
that's
and
exactly
that's my
right.
grandfather there and Sarah just splashing away in a puddle. And I'm just very familiar. And look at that. Do you see that? That is the lifeboat.
Yes, I do.
In the background.
So, yep, that's Sarah. So firstborn of their many children that they had. And she's very, very sweet. Look at those those lovely blonde curls. I mean, really lovely to see this. Oh, it's so sweet. It's so
That looks like
sweet.
a yacht that's gone aground there. Oh, here's a picnic. My family loves picnics, so there's an endless number of picnics. There's my grandmother, again, looking very dashing. Looks like they've got some really rather yummy food there. This, I think, is the other side of the island, so it's on the western side of the island. There's my great-aunt Bets.
Yep.
And it's the windy side, it's the windward side.
Oh, his hat just flew off.
We know that it's windy because his hat has gone. And it's rather fun, but it's the opposite side from where they had the house in Bembridge.
And now I think, yes, now we're sort of moving a little bit more into the 1940s, so during the war. So this is a winter scene.
The girls are older.
So this is Anne, this is Sarah, firstborn, and then Anne. They were really
both
close.
my aunts.
Yep, John's sisters, and their winter. So this would have been around, looks like 1945, I'm pretty sure, because I think your dad's about to turn up there, and he's about aged 2. So but they're there at Hall's Croft
and everything
in Stratford.
has frosted. What do you call that? Because you have that in the States quite often when the trees themselves.
Well, they just have icicles on them.
Ice up. And it happens very rarely here. Now, that is my grandfather, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, with the girls.
Yes, with the girls.
So you think this is during the war?
Yeah. This is absolutely during the war. They're in Stratford-upon-Avon there.
It's an ice storm.
Well, we would just say icicles on the trees.
I think you call it an ice storm, though, when there's ice on all the trees.
I'm not sure. Comment down below. I've never really called it. There's your dad.
There is my dad.
Oh my gosh.
With his blonde hair.
Look it.
Yeah.
So his golden blonde hair. So again, this is about 1945. He's probably about 2 years old there. Look at it's so sweet. And now we've sort of gone to, I don't know if we've gone backwards or forwards, but the snow is gone. We've got swings going on. We're still, again, you can see the timber.
And there's Dad.
Yeah, you can see the...
I think we've gone back a bit, haven't we?
No, it's about the same time.
Okay.
There's the timber framed house.
It's a wonderful Tudor house.
Yeah.
Look at that. And that is my Aunt Kate.
Yes, it is. Look at getting
kisses from everybody.
That would be right. So I think Kate was born in 1945, so that would make sense. So there's Sarah and looking at Kate in the pram, and I saw your dad running in the background. There he is. Oh,
my dad is being put into the pram by my grandmother. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do.
Then he's going to give her a kiss.
No,
look at. Oh, look at. Yeah. Look at. He gives her a kiss.
He's giving her a kiss.
Isn't that so sweet?
I think he might have been told he had to do that.
I know, but that was sweet.
That was lovely, wasn't it? Wow, look, and there they all are.
And they all are.
Sitting in the garden.
Yes,
with
and
Kate,
Sarah,
all four of them.
Kate, your dad is being very wiggly. They're trying to get him up.
Oh look, now we've got a couple of boys fighting. Now we think that is Drew.
Oh,
that's my grandfather.
And your dad on his back.
With my dad walking along, and it's just wonderful to see.
Look at that.
Such a happy family scene from that period, because it wasn't always easy.
So that is Drogo's son, Drew. So Alberta and George had 4 children. Victor, your grandfather, Drogo, who died in 1940 during the war. And that's their son, that's Drogo's son, Drew. Oh, and there's your dad again. And now we're at, is that Hinchingbrooke?
I can't quite tell.
No, we're still
there.
Look it. So sweet. Just absolutely wonderful to see all of this. It really is. I mean, just so wonderful. But there is some moments that we will see of Alberta, which gets me very excited. Now look at that. That's very young of Sarah and Anne. Do you see that?
Yes, they've gone back in time here, haven't they? So maybe we are now in Hinchingbrooke or somewhere like that.
Yeah. No, we are. So there we go. So if you go back a little bit, because this is really nice. That's the Japanese garden at Hinchingbrooke that doesn't exist anymore. That's the Japanese garden. We still have that table, by the way. Yeah. Do you see that? Yeah. We still have that table.
And there's
Hinchingbrooke. There's the gatehouse. Look at this.
This was in 1938.
Looks like about 38 shots of garden. So yes, 1938.
All the cherry trees out. So spring.
Look at the flag is flying there, the Union Jack.
On the top of the house.
On the top of the house. Really, it also for me being able to see Hinchingbrooke like this without any car parks or,
But it doesn't look like this anymore because so much of the town has now encroached on the house. Look at those wonderful daffodils. It really was absolutely stunning.
And look at the wall.
Wasn't it?
I mean, and then it's going to spin around.
There's now a huge road that is there.
Look at that.
Wow,
absolutely.
With the cedar trees.
You haven't seen this footage yet, have you, until now?
No.
It's pretty amazing.
Now we've moved into colour. Look at that.
Yeah, there's a bit of colour.
Wow.
And that was
colour in the 40s. Now who's that punting along? That's my grandmother.
That was your dad in the orange jumper.
And now we've got Hinchingbrooke in colour.
In colour. Amazing.
Back again.
Isn't that just spectacular?
But look, after the wing was knocked down, you can see, because my grandfather knocked down a portion of the house thinking it would be more affordable to manage. And here we have a wonderful scene of Anne playing croquet with my dad.
And Kate.
Mm-hmm. And then this is my grandfather inspecting a few plants.
And you said you remembered that.
I do remember that coat.
That coat that he wore, that red and black.
He bought it here. Oh, look, and that's Anne, isn't it?
It is Anne. Look at
this.
That's Robert.
That is baby Robert. Is that
Kate? Yeah, that's Kate. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's just astonishing.
Isn't that fantastic? So I think that is the 1955.
Now, here we are in Bembridge. And I know this is Bembridge because these are the houseboats that sit along the harbour front. Oh no, that's now gone back to Hinchingbrooke. It does jump around a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Right, here we have a pageant.
So the pageant is, hold on, I believe it is.
It's a reenactment, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to just quickly look here. 1953. Hinchingbrooke pageant, yeah. You have blessing villagers.
It's essentially a Civil War reenactment. So you've got the story leading up to the Civil War. You've got these courtly scenes of kings and queens blessing their subjects.
But it also is, you've got stick fighting, Queen Elizabeth arriving in a sedan, courtly scenes.
Maypoles, Cavaliers and Roundheads, the arrival of the Cromwells, and of course the Civil War. Look at all of that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So these were held.
And it says there's a Charles II to torchlight procession.
And of course,
look at this.
We still have these reenactments around the country today. And I think I remember going to one at Hinchingbrooke as a child. How funny, it's coming back to me.
Is it?
I suddenly
look at all the stable blocks in the back there.
Stable blocks all knocked down now, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was
there was the maypole. Now this goes on quite a bit. Now we've got a garden party.
Yeah, but here, I think you need to back up because I think you've missed Alberta. There we go. Yeah, you have. Let's go back even a little bit more because I've seen these tapes. Here we go. Now it's about to start. This is it. We're back at Hinchingbrooke in color. There's Alberta. She's holding, looks like Billy's hand there. So one of her other grandchildren. And Gemma. And then I believe that is
there's my grandfather.
Yeah, your dad, possibly.
He's sort of there somewhere. I think that looks like Drew in the middle.
It is Drew.
And that's Anne and Sarah.
Yeah.
And who do we think that is?
That's Billy.
Billy. Okay, and there's Rosie behind.
So Drew and Billy are Drogo's children.
So they are all here at Hinchingbrooke. There's George. That's unusual to see George. That's my great-grandfather.
There's lots more of George. It's so fantastic.
And it looks, is that a band? I think there's a garden party going on here.
It is.
This is a guy. Oh, look at all these cars. Look at all those splendid cars. Gosh.
I'm trying to think which one it is. Hold on. There's like so much stuff. But it is like it looks like it's just a big garden party. Lots of Hinchingbrooke.
Now, I think we've moved into a leisurely afternoon tea at Hinchingbrooke. And some of these people here are in chairs that I recognise. And there's a chaise longue that is behind there that I've seen here. Another picture of Hinchingbrooke.
Beautiful picture.
Quite a few. Well, they're all from the same angle.
I know. They? Yeah, well, that must have been the best angle.
That was the best
Don't
angle.
You think?
Here's the garden party. Oh, knitting.
More knitting.
Knitting was a really popular thing, obviously.
That's Drogo. So that's Drogo.
Is that Drogo?
Yeah, that's Drogo. And that's his wife. I think that's Tanis.
Someone here with a camera.
With a camera. That's Tanis Guinness.
That right.
So pretty sure on that one. And then there's Bets.
That's my great aunt.
Yep.
Yeah. There is the stable block at Hinchingbrooke. Look at that.
Yeah, look at all the greenhouses
there. And the
there.
greenhouses, and here's lying on the lead roofs in the sun. Doesn't look very comfortable, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't.
No.
And then let's get to the new footage.
Here we've got a couple of gardeners, I think. Mowing and
look at that. The postman.
Is that the postman or the ice cream man? Oh, and there's the train to London. Going pretty fast. I think rather faster than trains go today.
No, probably not.
Well, I'd be surprised in this country. Right, and there's my grandmother picking flowers with the gardener, whose name I've forgotten. He was the Hinchingbrooke gardener.
I don't know that.
We've seen this one before. And she was a great flower arranger, so she will have been getting her cuttings
lovely
in order to create her flower arrangement.
So wonderful.
Picking some roses.
Really just fantastic.
With her secateurs. You've got some good secateurs, haven't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
There you go. There you go.
Tipped his hat.
He doffs his hat at the end.
It's fantastic.
There's the rose garden.
There's the rose garden. Wow,
Wonderful
beautiful.
rose garden.
Gosh, it's really fantastic.
And here is my grandmother's, except that's Bet's, isn't
That's
it?
Bet's helping to
arranging the flowers.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We're back on the slopes.
Okay,
look,
so now
this is really interesting.
Yeah, so this is really interesting. So hopefully you're still with us, because that is the dining room at Hinchingbrooke, and it's clearly somebody's.
And they are they're the same chairs that we are sitting in here now.
Yep, that's what's so
these
exciting.
are the Cromwellian leather chairs.
And is it the same table, or we're not sure? No.
I think it's a different.
And then
table.
there's your dad running around. It's somebody's tea party running around.
It's a birthday party because they've got birthday hats on.
Yep. And this is one of my favorite scenes, because I've watched again through quite a bit of it.
This? I haven't seen this before.
So that
Who's
is
that?
Kate. That's Kate.
That's my aunt.
Yep. Kate is in the high chair there. I would call it a high chair. And you're going to see your dad run. There he is. Yeah. So
Has he got a bib on? Mm-hmm. He's got a bib
on.
Poor chap. And now they're running around the table.
Running around the table.
There's the high chair.
Look at this.
And
your dad's leading.
Look at
your dad's. It does look similar to this table. That's why I asked. Your dad. Now they're playing almost like Duck Duck Goose. Look at your dad. It's so sweet.
I don't know what Duck Duck Goose is.
Well, they're definitely playing Duck Duck Goose. Duck 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 Goose. Then all of a sudden, watch.
I don't think it's Duck Duck. I don't think we have Duck Duck Goose here. I think they're playing.
Look at your dad.
They're playing. What's the name of the game when the music stops?
Statues.
So here we are suddenly at the races. No, now we are at VE Day.
Okay.
We are now at VE Day.
We're at VE Day, and we get a close-up here. This is what's extraordinary. It's going to be coming through of Winston Churchill.
So my grandfather
was friends with him.
Was close to Winston Churchill and is right there in the centre of the activities. And I don't know, can we see Winston?
He'll be in a carriage. So 1 second, he'll be coming up any minute. It is rather extraordinary.
These are the celebrations of victory in Europe.
Yeah.
And of course, that must have been an extraordinary time at the end of the war for everybody.
Clearly, your grandfather had, the best seat of the house, because obviously he was friends with.
And look, there's someone coming past on a stretcher. I wonder if that was. Is that Churchill?
Yeah. Nope, no. That's not Churchill. Sorry.
No.
He's in a carriage. He's coming. No, I mean, I'm sure somebody, a proper historian, could identify. Because they're probably part of Winston's cabinet, I suspect. It's coming up. There he is, in the top hat. Look at him. Do you see him?
Yep.
Isn't that amazing? And then you'll soon have, right after this, you'll have, here he comes in.
This film should also go to the Imperial War Museum.
There he is.
Because I suspect this is quite an important record.
Look at that.
And they won't have this.
Will they not have it?
No, of course
they won't. There he is.
They wouldn't know this existed. And it may be one of very few films.
And here comes King George. King George now. So do you see? That's Queen Elizabeth's, because this is, of course, 1945. So that's Queen Elizabeth's father. So that's King George VI. And you can tell even by his look on his face. And then the Queen Mother. Yeah. Isn't that just
Scots
wonderful?
Bagpipes. Look at the procession. And look the French flag as well. So all the flags of the Allies.
Of the Allies. I wonder if we'll see an American flag somewhere there.
Should be there somewhere.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, it is just there. I think that was quickly.
Was that an American car?
Yeah. At the very beginning, it sort of skipped.
Personnel carriers. We've got salutes going to Churchill.
Because Churchill's now sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all saluting him. Isn't that? Look at them. Because he's sitting right there with your grandfather.
Now we have jumped ahead to a more leisurely time, and this again looks like the Isle of Wight. And this is on somebody's wonderful yacht. There's my grandfather on the helm, and it's called the Iolaire. And this is a yacht that I think has belonged to various people over the years. And I looked it up quite recently. There's my grandmother walking on the bowsprit. I hope she doesn't fall in there, because that would be quite painful.
Well, he probably got it on camera if she did.
But I thought somebody must have preserved this yacht, and indeed they did. It was kept going for 100 years, but only in 2019 it went aground and was wrecked in the Mediterranean, which is which is a real sadness. It's quite
beautiful.
It's a
beautiful boat.
quite a substantial yacht. And there is a proper deck chair designed for the deck of a yacht. And look at those halyards and blocks and all of that rigging. Absolutely amazing to see that today.
Okay.
Right, tennis. Look at this. I can't work out whether it's grass tennis. I think it is, isn't it?
I think it is.
So how good are my forebears at tennis? No, that looks like Sarah again, isn't it? So I think we've gone back in time.
Yeah, but there's some bits we want to get because there's some new Alberta bits that I'd like to show.
I don't know what house that is, but
Japanese garden. It goes back and forth.
Swimming in Bembridge again. We're back on another yacht. And
right.
Here is Rosie again with all the children.
So this is your father. So
that's my father as a baby again.
That's Anne and Sarah. I don't know who the other little girl is. That might be Gemma. And there's Alberta. Look at Alberta. She's holding your father. That's what I've just been, oh my gosh, so excited about just to see Alberta.
What date do we think this is?
No, he's just born. So this would be
1943.
Yeah, exactly. Look at him smiling. 1940, look at it. Everybody's coming up to him. Isn't it just sweet? And this is his first Christmas. So you can see the nativity around there.
Yeah, look at that.
So that's your dad's first Christmas with his mother.
He's got another bib on him.
Yeah, it looks very Christmassy, that bib. Look at, he's so excited. Look at, but it's lovely to see his first Christmas here. Isn't it just so, look at him touching the nativity and knocking it down. It's so sweet. And then there he is there. Look at.
Do you know what? I vaguely remember that bib. I think it might have been handed down to me. Looks like he's holding a CD-ROM. But
and look at, he's looking at the camera thinking, what is happening?
Not invented then.
And then there is Alberta again. So she's sitting in her chair. That's what's so exciting. There she is, just like smiling, chatting. I mean, this one's a little bit darker. We've got some better footage of her coming up. But she brings up this tray. You can see. She's bringing up a tray. And there's Rosie, your grandmother, smoking and knitting next to her.
Having a cigarette.
Yep, next to her. So
with a long filter.
Yeah, so keep it going because you're going to see Alberta, I think, momentarily, which is just...
Gosh, she's enjoying that cigarette.
She certainly is.
Right, now we've got a sand pit.
Mm-hmm. And that's at the cottage. So if you just go back a little bit, a lot of you, after the Second World War, Alberta and George moved to the cottage, which was on the Hinchingbrooke estate. It's now the headquarters for the fire department. But you can see here coming up that that is the cottage. So they're playing sticks and balls. That must be their garage right there. Look at their car. And then you're going to get a wider shot. They're playing, it looks like a bit of croquet. And that's the cottage. So that's where Alberta and George.
That's where the cottage at Hinchingbrooke.
Yeah, and that's where Alberta died.
Gosh.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing just to see that? Yeah.
They got a husky.
Yeah, they always had lots of dogs, but isn't it extraordinary just to see the cottage like that? Here we go. This is the best one. So there's Rosie holding your dad.
That's George.
There's George.
My great-grandfather.
Yep. Comes in. This is my favorite out of all of them. Wait till you see the whole family.
Oh, look, he's giving him a little kiss.
Little kiss. There's Alberta.
Gosh.
They're having tea. They're in the cottage. So this is not Hinchingbrooke. They're at the cottage.
This is where they moved to after the war when my grandfather took over Hinchingbrooke.
Isn't that just lovely? So they're at Hinchingbrooke, I believe, and that's probably Gemma most likely. So that would be there. And here comes Alberta. It's the whole family group here. You've got George, Alberta, you've got Faith, that's Nesbitt. That's her husband, and that's Gemma when she was married. Philip Nesbitt, the American. That's Faith, married an American. They divorced later, but that's Gemma, their daughter.
Right.
And and then there's your dad. Right. Isn't that just sweet? It was nice to see all of them together. Yeah?
Yeah.
Really, really nice to see that. Oh my goodness. And then there he is. Oh. Anyway.
And then there is this extraordinary scene towards the end here, where they've obviously gone to Scotland. They're fishing. Look at that. There's a fly rod. They're in the loch. And now we have this scene of a Rolls Royce chasing sheep through the Highlands, which is just astonishing.
Yeah,
And,
and that's your grandfather, you think?
Look how beautiful that is. Well, I know he had a Rolls Royce at some point, so that might have been him. It's a little bit like somebody getting out their phone and doing some sort of video as they drive by. And that's
beautiful.
Scotland. I don't know what river that is that they're on. These have been wonderful. Well done for doing it.
Well
done for getting them digitized. It's just astonishing. The quality is amazing. It looks as good as something that you've sort of filmed yesterday in places, doesn't it?
And I think for me in particular was, personally for me, was seeing more of Alberta. Just happy, sitting down, having tea, holding your dad, getting that group shot of the family, you know, which was absolutely wonderful. And even seeing the inside of the cottage, seeing more of the inside of Hinchingbrooke, where they're all having that birthday party in the dining room there. Just these little glimpses of what life was like, you know, almost 100 years ago.
It feels very like life today.
Yeah.
Except more yachts, more skiing, more leisure time.
Yeah,
it would appear.
Exactly. More staff. There was quite a bit of staff there.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching with us.
Thank you all so much. Comment down below. Let us know what your favorite bit was. And again, huge thank you to all of you who donated through buymeacoffee.com. I mean, absolutely extraordinary.